Hey, Austin, I'm not sure we've talked to you since the season started. So just how do you think you're doing fitting in? And is this 4-1 start even better than you had imagined?
Yeah, I feel like I'm fitting in pretty well here in terms of just understanding my role and accepting my responsibilities in the run and passing game. So yeah, I mean, it's been a smooth transition. Obviously, at first there was a lot of information I had to review a bunch, being in a not necessarily new system, but new terminology. So it just forced me to really become a student of the offense, and really just understand the language within the offense. And since I've have such a better grasp of it now, allows me to play in different spots and do some different things. So I'm feeling good about it.
Thanks.
Our next question is going to go to Nate Ulrich.
Hey, Austin, talking to Drew Petzing about your start to the season, and he said he's been really impressed with your all-around game as a tight end and how that allows the offense to be dynamic. How much pride do you take in the stuff that we don't necessarily see in your stat line?
Yeah, I take a tremendous amount of pride in it. Being in an offense that's been doing very well thus far on the ground. I mean, if you want to run to the tight end side, you got to have some tight ends who can create a stretch and create movements and handle their one-on-one matchups. So that's a responsibility I definitely don't take lightly, because I understand if we want to run, an outside zone scheme or some pin and pull plays behind me at the point of attack specifically, it has to work with me. So I mean, I take a great amount of pride in it, and just trying to get better every day.
And what have you just thought, because you work so closely with the offensive line, in that stuff you're just talking about, what have you thought of the way this offensive line has been able to get things rolling in the early stages of the season?
Yeah, sure. I mean, they've been doing a tremendous job in terms of communication and just finishing and being nasty and just doing all the things right in the run and pass game. So I mean, credit to those 5 guys. They've really except the coach and that Coach Peters and obviously Bill Callahan have been giving them and just really embracing their roles and doing it to the best of their abilities. And special guy who I don't think gets enough credit for the way how he stepped in the game and played really well was Chris Hubbard. I mean, obviously Wyatt Teller playing like top guard in football right now. Him being out there and just having a guy like Chris, who hasn't taken that many snaps at guard in general, to come in and allow us to not miss a beat. I mean, yeah, that's a guy who's definitely an unsung hero from last game that I'm sure the media didn't talk about.
Jeff Shadell, your line is open.
Hey, Austin, obviously you're new to this community, but do you get a sense from fans what this Steelers game means to the community?
Without being go out and about like you would be able to in years past in terms of getting a feel for the city, but still understanding that there is a rivalry here, and understanding just based off some family friends I had in the area the importance of this game in the sense of just the fun and the intensity and the rivalry to it. And I mean, this will be my first time being a part of it, so I mean, just gonna try to play as fast as possible and just play it like any other game, right?
Tom Withers, you're up next.
Thanks, Rob. Excuse me. Thank you, Austin. I suppose Cal-Stanford was the biggest rivalry you'd played in previously?
Falcons Saints. That was
there you go.
That would be a good one. You get all the fans in New Orleans fresh off Bourbon Street in there. It would be a fun place to win for sure.
Gotcha. Hey, and the Browns historically have had troubles in Pittsburgh. Can that become a thing, Austin, when a team doesn't have success in the building? Can that kind of carry over?
I mean, I'm brand new here, so I mean, all I know is the feeling that's been in the building has been this quiet confidence, and that's all I've experienced. And I feel like it's indicative of how we're doing this year. So I can't speak on the past when I haven't been a part of it.
Thanks.
Tom. We'll go to Marla Ridenour.
Yeah, Austin, just when I think you guys have averaged like 37.5 points in this winning streak, but do you look at the film and say, wow, there's so much more there?
Absolutely. And I think to be honest, Marla, that's the coolest part about all this, because we've found some success, but you're always like, man, if I for example, if I want some plays back. I mean, everyone wants some plays back, and if we could just find a way to limit those, it's really encouraging to know that we're playing at a solid level, but every game we still feel like we leave so much out there. So I mean, that's the fun about team sports, right? You're trying to get that perfect effort, and if everyone has that perfect effort, I mean, it sounds so cliche, but the scoreboard tends to take care of itself.
But and also, do you take? I mean, Nate talked about your blocking, but do you take pride in this running attack and just how Kareem's picking up,
Absolutely.
without Nick, and what's it like to be a part of that?
I mean, just same mentality you have every game. I mean, you can't, get too high, too low. You can't focus in on one thing or another thing too much. You got to just focus in on your job and try to get better every week. And I think it's a credit to Nick, Dearness, and Dontrell understanding, the urgency within that room. When you have one of the best backs in the league, like Nick Chubb out, for those three guys to really be able to, get in there and, obviously you guys see it, run hard, run behind their pads, and really keep that style of football and attitude that we want around here without Nick being here. I mean, credit to those guys. I mean, I've said it before. I mean, the fact that Kareem Hunt is a number 2 on any team in the world is absolutely ridiculous.
Thank
All
you.
right, I believe BJ Goodson is coming to the room, so we'll take one last one from Nate quickly.
Austin, obviously you got to know Baker Mayfield well in the offseason.
Yep.
We're all, monitoring his progress this week. So what feel do you have for his toughness and determination to be out there, fight through what he's dealing with?
I mean, you hit it. I mean, he's a tough son of a gun for sure. I mean, he sits in there, takes licks every week and, handles it like a man. So, I mean, he's the leader of our offense for a reason. I mean, you don't get the respect of other grown men in the locker room without having some toughness to you. So I think that's a credit to him and what he's all about.